Hey, what's up, you guys? It's IAmTheLionRider, and today I thought I would discuss with you guys a game that has been on my radar for quite a bit, and I'm sure even some of you as well, and that is Simplizoo. So if anyone isn't aware what Simplizoo is, it is actually a game made by a select number of the Prehistoric Kingdom developers, actually. So it's a much smaller team, and due to this, it is a much smaller game than you might expect with something like Prehistoric Kingdom or Planet Zoo. But it's actually a really cool zoo game. So there's not actually a lot of zoo games out there anymore. But the idea of the game is to basically make a more stripped down, streamlined, and user-friendly version of Zoo Tycoon 1. So the game is going to focus a lot more on making quick habitats without a lot of work. So you would be able to just kind of drag a box to make a fence, drag some plants in, and you can make habitats that look beautiful within minutes, opposed to something like Zoo Tycoon or Planet Zoo where you could probably be detailing for a long time. In the case of Planet Zoo, sometimes hours. The idea of this game is to be as streamlined as possible so that you're able to just quickly make beautiful habitats as nice as possible. The game is planning on having roughly 20 to 30 animals in the base game, and we can actually discuss some of them that have been confirmed already. And yeah, let's get started. So the first animal that was ever really revealed was the Capybara. So the Capybara was the very first animal that the game kind of officially showed off. And that was actually kind of a surprising pick. So you'd think with a smaller zoo roster, like 20 to 30 animals like they mentioned, that you wouldn't see a kind of weirder, kind of rarer animal in zoo games at least, like the Capybara. And they quickly kind of followed this up by immediately releasing the Malayan tapir, which is another animal that you wouldn't necessarily expect right out the gate. But it's funny because, yeah, like they immediately started announcing kind of more obscure animals right out the gate, and so those are the two animals officially shown off. There was technically an animal that isn't officially confirmed for the base game roster in very early demos of the game, and that was the Timberwolf, but that is technically not confirmed if it will or will not be in the base game. But what we can confirm is some of the newer animals that they've shown off. So the black rhino was recently shown off, as well as the newest animal, which is the African elephant. Something that I'm sure no one really would, even doubt would be in the game, because, again, it's a zoo game at the end of the day. You can probably expect a lot of basic ABC animals to be in this roster if you were worried about that. And so I'm actually more interested in those kind of like Capybara, Malayan tapir style picks. So another animal that was confirmed but hasn't been actually shown off yet, and this was sort of something that the community on their Discord sort of bullied them into confirming would be in the game, and that is the Okapi. So the Okapi is also another animal that should be on the horizon for the game. Now, what I will mention is recently the developers have actually deconfirmed an animal that was previously shown off or previously announced, and that was the Emperor Penguin. So originally, the Emperor Penguin was going to be planned for the base game, but they have since deconfirmed it because the game will not have water in the base game plans, so of any kind. So if you were expecting to have diving, definitely not, but especially if you were even planning on having just some water in the base game for like decorative purposes, also not really great. The developers have said that they do intend on doing water correctly once the game is out. So they would be planning on making more of a really in-depth water expansion. And so that is going to be a thing that, you can look forward to after the game is released, but obviously the game's very early into development. But I mean, what we've seen so far is absolutely amazing. So what I wanted to mention now is also with that water aspect, another animal that is deconfirmed that was a little upsetting is the Hippopotamus has been deconfirmed. So that will not be in the base game, but I think the animals that we've seen so far look really great. So now what I want to talk about is actually how the building system works in the game. So the general idea of the building system, as of right now, it could change obviously very early into development, is you basically just select barriers and kind of drag out boxes. And then the game will just kind of make a nice little graphic where the fences pop up, and that's it. So the game is not going to have things like terraforming. The game is not going to have things like gizmos if you're used to Planet Zoo or Prehistoric Kingdom or something like that. But it will be just a really nice looking game. And so you can, while you can't definitively like place down trees exactly where you'd want and stuff, you do have enough freedom with the procedural tools to make really nice habitats really quickly. So while the game might be a little bit limiting in creativity, it's certainly very good if you're looking for something user friendly. So platforms that the game is going to be, released on, they're planning on shooting for a Nintendo Switch release as well as, I'd assume, PC. I know that has been a little bit up in the air if they're going to get it on Switch or PC, but or both. But those two are the ones to be expected. So that pretty much summarizes everything. And I will say, if you want to hear more about the development and stuff, you can join their Discord. I'll have a link in the description. They're super friendly. They'll welcome you into the Discord. They're really nice. I've chatted with some of the developers on their live streams and stuff. I've been interested in this game pretty much since its inception. Like, I was one of the very early people. And I just want to kind of shed some light on this game because I feel like it's not getting enough attention. Due to the Prehistoric Kingdom hype and stuff, but I would keep your eyes out for this game. I think it's really interesting, and I think it has a lot of potential. And so I'm going to keep on reporting on new updates and stuff for Simplizoo, as well as my normal content of Planet Zoo, and now I will be starting to report on Prehistoric Kingdom as well. But yeah, I'm loving the game so far, and I hope you guys are interested in as well. So if you want, please check out their Twitter. You can see a lot of development updates. They'll show off videos occasionally and different updates. And like I said, that Discord is a great place to talk to Goosey and Nate and all the other developers that are working on this. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.